because when he's going to creep now, after you forced him to TP, they try to play aggressively, but that just doesn't work. You really need dryads or other durable units. Well, they're not exactly durable, but they're a good counter to huntresses. Mass archers won't really do anything to it. You just need a good position with the huntress, unless they can. Myra says sure, but I don't know what that is for. But anyways, they can just unless they can get the archers in a tight position where not much huntresses can hit them, or if they manage to block them off with heroes or make them inaccessible to your units for your units to attack. And then archers is a viable option against this strategy, but otherwise I think it's just a plain bad choice to make. So here I got the shredder because I need lumber. I'm trying to stay below 50 pop as long as possible. I'm adding a Keeper of the Groove to my army. Well, it's actually Keeper of the Grove, but like Keeper of the Groove better, simply because it's groovy and stuff, like Elvis. But now I'm going to harass again. I just want to be bitch as much as possible. I'm just going straight for his base. I don't really need to care if he's creeping or not, because he used his TP earlier, and unless he bought a new TP, he is going to have to come back by the path I'm attacking. So when I'm attacking, let's say the right hand side of his base, and he's creeping and he doesn't have a TP, he has to come back either above or below. So that's pretty handy when I got the mass huntresses. So I always have the position advantage after somebody blew his TP. I was actually going for laws now because he also realizes, because he's a pretty smart guy, that Archer Druids with the Talon won't do much against my strategy. He's getting Ancients of Laws now. What you see in my very own basis, I'm still at 94 pop. I have 1.3k gold banked. I'm making 3 Ancient of Laws, and I will soon be getting a lot of Moonwells also. I want to stay at 50 pop as long as possible because I know now that he's trying to make lores. I know that he's not teching for tier 3. I know that he doesn't have an expo yet, or that he's at least not making one. Another also very important factor is that you make sure that you scout his expand points, but which is pretty easy on maps like Terranistan. The reason why my expo was able to go up so easily is because of the distraction provided by the Ancient of War. As I mentioned earlier, the Ancient of War is an awesome way to keep your opponent occupied, deal lots of damage and stall time. And when you know your opponent has to counter you in one way or the other, it's very easy to just keep scouting those expo points. Simply because you're prepared for him expanding, and at the start of the game he doesn't expect you to expand. This isn't the strat I use all games. This is mainly for surprise purposes only. I also use it in ladder a lot. It works quite well, but this is not the only strat I have. I like playing huntresses though. I really dislike archer maris, even though I'm pretty good at it. I just like maris in general, to be honest. But what I know now is I know that I'm going to scout Maoist Expo soon. I think I already revealed it, but I don't know for sure. Azir is trying to push me again, but he knows it's useless. He can't do anything, so that's why he's just running back. I mean, my massive hunts are just too good for him. You don't really have to care about much units dying anyway, simply because you have the advantage. All you need is a good position. You have the economy advantage, which will eventually kick through. You don't really have to worry about your micro all that much, unless he goes for like fast dryads or a hunt push, which you will see in the following games against Talon and Spin. So yeah, I'm just still capitalizing on my gold advantage. I have 1.3k, getting some dryads now for the hunters I lost, which is always a good exchange much later in the game. So here I was originally planning to harass him again, but I saw him having lots of dryads, a good position, and then forced to TP out. I lose a hunt, a TP, and a heal scroll, which was pretty bad. I should have just bought a Staff of Preservation also in the first place, which I now notice my keeper has. I'm just a big noob, I guess. So yeah, I just basically chilling in my base, attacking the tier 3 because I know he has a lot of archers. I have the economy advantage. I can basically stall as much as I want. The 3 lords allow me to produce so goddamn fast. And since he doesn't have tier 3 yet, so no bears, he won't be able to kick my expos that easily. So I just have to run in and basically delay him for a bit while I produce my army. That is a really easy thing to pull off once you have such a big economy advantage, and when he doesn't have any major damage inflicting units. It's just so goddamn easy to do. So yeah, what we see now is he's going to attack my expo, and now I'm trying to stall because I'm still waiting for the master upgrade. At the moment I'm at 62 pop, Maiwa is at 50. I should be able to take this fight rather easily, but the huntresses of mine are weak against Maiwa's army combo, so they don't really account for much. The only units they can do extra damage against is the 2 archers and the 4 troll shadow priest. But seeing as those 3 units don't really outweigh against the number of dryads he has, it's pretty useless. Also, the nice factor about huntresses is that they're very agile and that they are easy to put in position. Also, their bouncing attack really owns against archers, and they're very easy to surround with. They have a huge collision size, which makes them my favorite unit in this matchup. Huntresses are awesome for the Night Elf Mirror, I think. So here Maiwa is going, he's attacking my base. I didn't buy a TP simply because I thought he would TP over to me once I was pushing him. But instead of me pushing him, he's pushing me. I uproot my AOW to get some damage out. My Shredder will move on the archers. First take out the units which can take extra damage from yours, which are the 2 archers in this case. This is a very bad move from Maiwa. He's going to go for my entangled gold mine and manage to kill off a shitload of units of his. Get a lot of damage on his heroes. I don't really know why he did that. I think it was an effort to destabilize my economy a bit, but it's such a late game, such a late stage in the game. I don't really think. I think the economy advantage I gained doesn't outweigh the thing that he was trying to achieve here. So now I have master bears, just massive food advantage. I have over 20 pop more. My second tree of life is going up in the bottom left corner. He's basically at wit's end. He's just trying to desperately make units, set up an expo of his own, make AOWs to defend it with Nature's Blessing upgrade. But it's really useless at such a late stage in the game. His main flaws were that he didn't pressurize me enough, or that the units which he was trying to pressurize with weren't good enough against mine. The archers just simply bad against my huntresses. You can't win with them. The only way how you can win with them is to be able to kill my DH when I'm low on moonwells. That's the only way you can win with archers and a Naga, if you ask me. Or unless you're like Moon or something and have like awesome micro hide the archer attack, hide attack. I don't know if you're just extremely gosu, but otherwise you can't win with archers. Anyways, I'm going for the Ancient of Lore. He just has so much food less than I do, and I'm really convinced that I'm going to win this. So I'm not really